Alright, we're in the clouds this morning. I forgot to film my setup this morning. It rained last night and it got a cold wind and climbed up in elevation. Got going, got the first climb out of the way. All these other younger thru hikers are all ahead of me now. And most of them left camp. I waited till the rain completely stopped before I packed up. Well, not completely, but it was just dripping. I got going about 10 in the morning, and that's about as late as I care to get going. It's 24 miles to Highway 19, and that's where the Highway 19, the AT crosses that right at the Tennessee North Carolina border. You go down the road one way, and you go to a few miles, and you're in Roane, Tennessee. You go down the road to the right, you go down a few miles, down 19, you're at Elk City, North Carolina. Now, both they sound fancy, but both them towns I think they might sport a dollar store and maybe one restaurant. I think Elk City might have a drive-through liquor. You know, that's about it. I mean, there's ain't much to them. They're just little old towns, and but they're resupply areas, and they got hostels there. There's a hostel there in Roane. There's a hostel there right at the AT crosses. There's another new hostel. I'm gonna call them, and it's a couple runs it for $25 a month, really cheap, and they give a ride to town to resupply, and that's like 2 miles after 19. So when you hit 19, you got to kind of go straight up this. I remember that you got to go straight up and over this one area, and then down. But it's a couple miles, so it's another hour or so hiking. But like I said, it's only 24 miles now. So I'm looking. I was hoping I'd be able to knock out 16 to get to the overlook to get to the old over the mountain trail. But I don't think I'm going to get it. Hopefully I'll be able to get up above past Carver's Gap. Carver's Gap's about 10-mile mark today. That's the beginning of the Roane Highlands. And I should be able to get past Carver's Gap on up to there's a shelter up there, and there's some good hammock trees. So that's probably what I'm going to shoot for. Which would be another 12, 13 miles. Or it'd be, hopefully make it about 14-mile day. I don't know. Anyway, I got to keep moving. There's rains coming off and on all day today. Right now it's not raining. I've got my pack cover. See my blue pack cover on back there. I managed to keep everything dry, mostly everything dry, so I'm doing good. My food bag, believe it or not, I actually had too much food, I think, which is good, because if we got an extra, I can squeeze an extra day getting on the trail here to get to 19 if I have to. But I'm making pretty good time. That detour messed me up, but it didn't. It just wore me out. The detour was, I mean, it was like miles around the detour, and so I didn't earn any AT miles, and so put a lot of miles running around a detour, and the miles were straight up and down miles. I mean, they were rough. They had to make a detour around all that Hurricane Helene damage. But no sense. I'm not going to run this up. I'm going to keep my dog. It's going to be enough to keep this battery. I hope I don't have to buy me another battery pack. But all right, that's what's going on. There's a trail ahead of me. I'm coming down off a place called High Rocks. There was absolutely no views up there on High Rocks. And I've got another mountain to climb after this before Roane Mountain. Roane Mountain will be the big climb today. And then, of course, you know, you got the Roane Highlands going up the big grassy. And let me get these poles back in my hands before I slip out here. All right, burning off a little bit. That butterfly's been. There he goes. I started filming, he flying off. He's been flying ahead of me for about 10 yards. I gotta climb it. Ooh, back to climbing. Climb. Whew. I think they must be mating. This is the old side of the Appalachian Hotel. And it's socked in, so I'm going back to the AT. I can find this trail coming down. What's left of an old cabin. Flat rock fireplace. Pretty cool. I wonder if there's mortar. Yeah, they use mortar. Seen some of them in the shanties. They don't have mortar. There ain't no water running down this mountain. Even with the rain, there ain't no water running. I need to get some water down here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Found the Carver Gap water source, and it's flowing good. It's an old box spring. Pretty cool. Alright. Let me fill them up. Oh, there's Carver's Gap down there. I'm coming up here. Now we got rain clouds coming. I might be making a mistake here. I got enough water to camp, but there's no camping up here in these bogs. You can camp up here, yeah. Oh, the storm coming, it's crazy. I want to get lightning up here. I can get on the other side and get down the over mountain, but it's a ways to go. I gotta get going. Storm. Like it's coming. Oh well. The storm's coming up behind me. We're gonna climb up there. To the top. like somebody's up there. Yeah, and somebody's up there. There's the saddle. Now this actual pass right here was a place where there was a railroad, an old railroad train that they used to get the logs out of here with. And there's supposed to be an old locomotive somewhere. I can't remember. It's down that hill there. No, I don't remember. All right, here we go. Let's go. I think that little storm dropped its moisture on Roan Mountain coming over it. That's how it does out here. And rain didn't even reach here. Good deal. All right, let's go on. Whew. The hell? The heck is this? Yeah, I was on the top of that mountain there not too long ago. Alright, let's cut this thing off. Make some tracks. There's the big grassy up there. I've slept up there before. We'll get beyond that. Look at these round houses. The wind picks up and then it dies down. Look here. Look at these dark clouds. That low ceiling there. It don't look like they're dropping any rain. Pretty hazy on that side. Then we're gonna climb up to the top of that. Big grassy's up there. I've slept up in the big grassy before, camped up there, but I'm through hiking. I ain't going. It's a half a mile side trail. That's where all these day hikers on the weekends they hike up to the big grassy, and they can see Mount Mitchell off there in the distance. Barely see the top of it. That's Mount Mitchell, the tallest mountain in the eastern United States. It's only about 15 feet tall or something like that than Klingman's, or it's got that new name. All right, here we go. Let's go. That's where the day hikers come out here. They hike from Carver's Gap and they come up to that grassy ridge up there. That's where you can get a really good view. I've camped up there before. But we're taking the Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail, we're going this way. Look at that dark stuff coming over that mountain. Wow. All right. We're going down. I got here on the trail. I threw that, got that log picked up out of the way. Now look over here. I think I can set up right here. Yeah, it's getting dark and I need to get it set up. Let's see where. Alright, I hate this ridge. I wish I could have got a little bit lower. But it's going to be dark by the time I get down here. Yeah, that wind's going to come whipping through here. Alright, that didn't take me too long. Get that up. That's set up good and tight. I mean, it's a better setup than last night. That wind's going to come whipping across here. It might be raining tonight. There's no way anything's going to get wet here. I got my pack hanging right there, zipped up. Nothing's touching the ground for creepy crawlies. I got my cook pot over here. I'm fixing to do some Swiss Miss, some hot chocolate, because I'm a little chilled right now. I've already changed. I got undressed. I mean, I got one of my thermal tops on, and then I put my down jacket on, and this is what my setup looks like from the Appalachian Trail. This is the Appalachian Trail right here, and I wanted to get down to Over Mountain Gap, which is it's another 2 miles, and it's gonna be windy up here. I can look at it and tell that, but I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I got shot cord on everything. The wind should die down, hopefully, if the storm picks up and comes through here. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm pretty much set. I'm gonna get me some hot chocolate and I'm gonna climb in my little cocoon here. All right, it is cold up here. I looked at the weather app, and it's supposed to be like 58 degrees right now. But I'm at 55,000 feet. I'm 5,500 feet. I mean, that's down there around 1,400 feet or so in town level. So it's, I mean, I was out there, finished setting up, and I was wondering why I was so doggone cold, and I saw my breath. It's going to be cold up here on this ridge. And I was coming down, and I needed to, it would have took me another hour. It would have been dark, and I wanted to get down to Over Mountain, and that would have been about 4,400 feet, which would have been another 1,000, would have been another 5 degrees cooler or warmer, which would have been a lot better. But it's going to be a little more windy up here. It's cold. I can see my breath. Well, I can't see it in here. I'm heated up inside this Cuban tarp. But trying to figure out how to get hot chocolate in here. I didn't want to get hot chocolate all over the place, but I'd had some hot chocolate that the church ladies gave me in Franklin, and I was holding on to it. Them little packets are heavy, so I went ahead and made one, and that's good. Phew. Drinking this hot chocolate, I'll tell you, it's nice. I boiled some water. Got that done, but I called the hostels across 19, the one I wanted to go to, and that was booked up until Friday. And I don't call ahead on any hostel or anything else unless I'm sure I'm going to get there the next day. Too many things happen on the trail, and a lot of them that, you know, they'll some of these places they'll take your credit card number down, but some of them won't. But some of them, that hostel there, it's a little different. It's anyway. I called the one on Station 19 there in Roan. They're gonna make accommodations for me. They got like 25 bunks, so there's a big thru hiker bubble right now coming through, and it's, some of them have caught up with me, and I've caught up with some of them. It's just making a bubble here, so it'll all thin out after Damascus here in another week. But I've been out here before hiking with thru hikers, and I mean, that shelter last night, there was 10 or 12 of us there, or let me see, 10 or 12, yeah, probably at least 10 or 12 thru hikers just in that one shelter, and camping out all over the place. So it's gonna be a little musical chairs till I get past Damascus, and but that's okay too. You know, I just need a place to charge my electronics. So, I mean, I can sleep out here in the woods. Matter of fact, I sleep better in this hammock than I do in a hostel. But it's nice to get a break and go to town, eat some real food, all that stuff right around. And this hostel, it's right there in Roan City. I'll be able to walk to a dollar store, and I think there's a restaurant or two down there. And I might just go ahead and go get it I'll see what the vibe is. I might go ahead and do it for 2 nights, but or I just might get it and just get on down the road, because there's hostels. There's a couple more hostels on the way out of here. So I mean, on the way on the other side of the Roan Highlands here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing down. Go ahead and edit this video and get some sleep.